What is up, people? It's gonna be with you again. It's Richard. I'm back with you once more. And before I go on, I just want to say, I do apologize because, as you've noticed, things are slowing down quite a bit. All this is because of Chinese New Year. Blame it on Chinese New Year. Yes, and a lot of spring cleaning to do. Gotta go out, buy stuff like mandarin oranges. Just getting ready for the Chinese New Year and all that. Yeah. Yes, Christmas is over, New Year is over, now it's got the Chinese New Year. I'm being a Chinese myself, so, well, life's a bitch, like they say, then you die. So anyway, okay, what are we going to do today? We're going to be checking out 2 out of a few devices. I've got one here, and also this one as well. I think this, I'm going to save it for a later day. It's like a gun handle like that. It's pretty hard. It's called a Helve. Alright, so you've probably guessed who sent it. And we've got a tank here, which is gold. Alright, and I've got a whole bag of juices here they sent me as well. All these bottles here. So anyway, besides this and the juices I'm going to put aside for another day, I'm going to be checking out a device which is a 75-watt temperature control device that does nickel and titanium, which is called the Mini, compared of course to the original version, which is a 200, I think it's a 200-watt device, right, the big brother here. And also this top and bottom filling tank, top or bottom filling tank, whichever way you want to do it, in gold. Alright, so it's not made of gold, of course. This would cost a bomb. It's gold plated over stainless steel, 22mm diameter device, 2.5 ml in tank capacity. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be checking out the Snow Wolf Mini and also the Playboy Vixen Mini from Asmodus. So, alright buddy, before we go on, let me take a vape first on my Snow Wolf Mini here, 75 watts, and I've got it on my, what we call Manhattan Mini as well, and I'm firing at 40 watts, 4.43 ohms dual coil in there, parallel coil. Does nickel and titanium besides regular Kanthal, of course. Easy, simple to use device. Very, very senang. So easy. Basic settings, that's it, okay? All the safety features in there. Temperature control from 212 to 662 degrees Fahrenheit. And what else? Output voltage from 0.5 to 7 volts, okay? So that's the Snow Wolf Mini, which we'll have a look shortly. And also next we have the Playboy Vixen Mini in true Playboy fashion, of course, in gold color. The tank, that's gold plated over stainless steel. I just want to stress that again because if you're expecting all gold, it's going to be a very heavy and expensive tank. Anyway, it's in gold. Well, I'm sure a lot of you are aware that Playboy does have a part in this vaping device, or rather the tank itself, just like many of their other products that they've endorsed, clothesline and things like that, okay? It's a 2.5 ml Sub-Ohm tank. I call it a Sub-Ohm tank because I can't find any RBA section in there. They come with 2 stock coils in there, which we'll also have a look. I think one is a nickel coil and the other one is a 0.5 regular Kanthal, if I'm not wrong, okay? Supposed to give you plumes of vapor, and also top and bottom fill method. So take your pick if you want to fill it from the bottom or the top, that's up to you, okay? So we'll check this out and this baby out as well. Up close, we'll get into the close-ups right now, come back, we'll vape on it. I haven't tried this personally. I'm going to fill it up afterwards because I only got one, so if I were to fill it up with juice and all that, it's going to be messy. I got to go wash it and everything like that. So I'd rather just show you, while it's in the box, and then come back, I will just fill her up with juice and then vape it, and I'll tell you what I think, give you my 2 cents worth, and I'll check you out later. Alright, catch you in a bit. Just taking a look up close with our Snow Wolf 75 watts, or otherwise called the Mini. Temperature control, and you have the wolf picture right here on the top of the box. Comes plastic shrink wrap like that. Underneath you've got Snow Wolf 75 watts, some specifications, of course product features underneath, certification logos, nothing on the sides here. And plastic shrink wrap. I already torn out the bottom part so I can remove the box for testing the product. Shake it a little bit, out comes the cover, and of course you have your instruction manual in there, which is pretty detailed, so I advise you to go through that. The settings are pretty basic and simple, but it's still better to read the manual so you have a better understanding of the device itself. So I'd always advise you to read through, and of course you have your Asmodus distribution warranty card, explains everything about the warranty right here. QR code at the back, asmodus.com, takes you to their website, and the product right here. The device comes with a plastic to protect the glass on top. Yep. Take it off, and you have the surface, which is kind of a fingerprint magnet. It's actually made of glass, you know, both sides. Very nice, but at the same time it's a fingerprint magnet. Okay, so you've got to constantly all the time wipe it with a cloth if you don't like those fingerprints there. Metal stainless steel all around. Okay, just to let you see, on top you have your 510 spring loaded pin there, and you've got your firing button here, your plus button here indicated by a plus sign, just to differentiate these two buttons, which is plus and minus. This is your decrease button. Nice clicky feel to it as well. Even the firing button, I like the feel of the clickiness. And you've got your OLED display screen right here, which is custom milled flush fit to the box, as you can see, flat on top. Here you have your battery vent holes and also your USB charge port for you to charge the battery inside, and a little notch here for you to put your fingernails underneath and just dig in and open up the cover. Okay, held on by two magnets on each side, one on top, one at the bottom. In there you'll find your micro USB charger, and your battery slot is here, clearly marked plus and also minus as well. Okay, you've got the top panel here screwed down by these 4 screws here, and rather 3 here. There's one probably underneath this sticker, but please don't remove this sticker, otherwise it'll void your warranty. Get yourself a high drain battery, 30 amps and above, continuous discharge rate for safety, plus on top. Put it down according to, you know, what it says, clearly marked, and close the cover back. Nice, hardly any rattling, if not none. Okay, so there's been a couple of complaints that this goes, you know, clicking, and there's a bit of battery this cover rattle. So but mine's okay, so they probably fixed the issue. But if you do have any rattling, maybe you just like to put some black tape here just to tighten up the space, and you shouldn't have a problem. All right, so single 18650, and also output 5 watts to 75 watts in volts, 0.5 to 7 volts. Let's kickstart this thing with 5 clicks to turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lysimo, Snow Wolf, and this is actually a GX75 chipboard on board. I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer for you to have a look. And you have your ohms right on top. You have your applied voltage in power mode right now, 33 watts, and your battery indicator on the extreme left here. And click the plus and the firing button together. System is locked. Click it again. System is unlocked. Well, it's easy if you just click the plus first and quickly click the firing button. That works better. Okay. And the same with the minus button. If you click the minus and the firing button together, you're going to lock your resistance, set resistance, and if you do have an atomizer there, it'll show you your resistance. If you click plus and minus together, it's going to go into an option for you to change, whether from power mode to titanium wire or to nickel wire. Power, of course, is your regular Kanthal wire, and if you go into titanium, just click and you have in temperature settings. Okay. Titanium Ti, and if it is, let's say, nickel, it will show you Ni. All right, Ni 200. 428 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, the temperature control range is 212 to 662 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's take it all the way up. 662. Whoops, and it goes into Celsius. All right, so once it goes into Celsius, you can set it in Celsius if you'd like to. 100 degrees. all the way up to 300 over degrees Celsius. Alright, so once you get it down to 100, and it automatically switches to Fahrenheit. Okay, so you want to set your Fahrenheit, you can set it again to 400 or 450. Alright, so that's the settings there. Once you're using on temperature control, you cannot adjust the power. It doesn't allow you to adjust the power. It will set the power for you automatically depending on the resistance that you have on your coil. So apart from that, let's do a little bit of comparison in terms of size with the original Snow Wolf. That's how big it looks side by side. It's definitely a lot shorter in terms of thickness, about the same, and the width obviously smaller as well. Okay, that's the original Snow Wolf. Let's compare it with another 75 watt device, which is the X-Cube Mini. It's also slightly shorter and probably smaller as well in terms of width. Thickness probably about the same, or maybe a little bit thicker, just the hairline thicker, right? If not the same. So that's the difference, and that is your Snow Wolf 75 watts mini. We'll move on to the next device. Alright, so the next device we're going to take a look at will be the Playboy Vixen mini Sub-Ohm tank. That's what I call it because it doesn't come with an RTA or RBA. Top and bottom filling, that's what it says here. Nice packaging, very classy packaging. Playboy here, of course. Playboy has a part in this, and it's got a Playboy logo inside. Playboy Premium Vapor, Playboy, very classy packing. Underneath, all the product features very nicely done up in icon form, where it says bottom dual coil compatibility, 100% organic Japanese cotton, triangle theory airflow, and of course you've got premium Pyrex tempered glass and so forth. All right, comes with a little 3D kind of authenticity sticker here, scratch and check as well. So that's the box for you. Open up and you have the device in there. Comes with a spare glass drip tip, okay, and you have a spare coil, which is a nickel coil right here, as you can see. Hopefully you can see that nickel coil, Ni 200, rated at 0.1 ohms. Okay. Playboy, and of course the star of the show, which is the tank. It doesn't come with any other spare parts, nothing at the bottom here. Not that I can open this up and have a look. Let's see anyway if there's anything underneath here. Looks like I'm gonna rip it apart. Oh, oh, it has this little booklet here. Premium Vapor, 1 Vixen mini tank, extra coil, extra glass tip manual. That's about it. All right, how to bottom fill, how to fill, you know, a little bit of instructions here, and the parts of the device, replacement coils. That's it. All right, let's take a look at the tank, which is in a plastic wrapper in here. This is the gold version, just to let you know, and this tank is 2.5 ml in capacity. This is Pyrex glass, comes with a glass drip tip as well. You've got a spare in there, thank goodness, because you can't remove this. This whole thing is an entire piece. You can't put, or rather use, your own 510 drip tip, so you're definitely stuck with this drip tip. Okay, it's a 10mm bore all around. On the top there, bottom, you have your 510 pin here. Everything's gold plated over stainless steel, and it's food grade stainless steel, just to let you know. And it doesn't quite have enough of a protrusion to have it on a hybrid mod, so no guys, don't put this on a hybrid mod, I'd advise you. And then you have your airflow in there. So this, according to the box, it says triangle theory airflow, to give you that very airy draw, and it's got 1, 2, and 3 air holes altogether. Very big air holes, which is adjustable, right? You can adjust it left or right. Not too loose, just nice. there's a bit of tension here. And this sub-tank comes in a few color options in black, white, gold, and there's another one which is kind of like orangey, light brown kind of thing, even with the glass as well. Alright, so you can have either top or bottom fill. If you want a bottom fill, all you got to do is remove this. That's your coil in there, which we'll come to afterwards. So you have your glass here and the shaft. So you put your juice bottle in between the shaft and the glass and you fill her up. Alright, so if you take out the glass, you've got a silicone piece in here, right, to hold it up nice, so no leaking. And this is the shaft in here. This whole thing is entirely a single piece altogether, except for the top. You can remove it, which I will do afterwards. That's for your top fill. So other than that, that's how it is. That's your juice flow, very big juice flow. Alright, so let's put this back, push it back so you can fill it up here, and that's your stock coil. Alright, unscrew it and you can remove it, nice, clean, all the way down to the contact. And you've got another silicone piece here all around, which is the same as the one I showed you earlier on the other end. So it sits in there, goes up against the glass, giving it nice seal so that it won't leak. That's your airflow and your juice flow. And this stock coil is humongous, and it's got 4 all around, big. So good for your high VG juices so that you don't get a dry hit. This is a regular Kanthal rated at 0.5 ohms. Let me see if I can find that small tiny little print that's printed on the body. And it says 0.5 ohms, firing between 30 watts to 70 watts. It's very small tiny print. Alright, same thing, Playboy, also laser etched on it, so printed on it. And in there you can see there's a vertical coil. They call it a spiral coil. Once you fill her up, screw it back. Okay, adjust the air hole. Let me close up the air hole first. Alright, you want to do a top fill, all you got to do is just remove the top. And this whole thing is one piece by itself with the drip tip, so in other words you can't change to your 510 drip tip. You have your fill hole here. Alright, so one for juice to go in and one for air to come out. Let's get some juice and fill her up. I'm gonna get, what I have here is a brand new bottle. I'm gonna try it out. This is from Asmodus as well. They give me a whole bag of juice. Alright, and this is actually iced tea, which I haven't tried. 6 milligrams Snow Wolf. Okay, so this is by Snow Wolf. 3 milligrams. Shake well before use. I'm gonna fill her up right now. Of course, if you want to, please remember to prime your coil first. So what I gotta do now, since I didn't prime the coil and just screw it back and start filling it, I'm gonna leave it for 5 to 10 minutes before I come back and vape on it. Alright, it's full. Pop in the cap, screw it back down. Alright, juice holes all open, and that's your Playboy Vixen Mini. So we're gonna get back topside. I'm gonna leave it for a while and then we're gonna vape on it and we'll talk some more. Alright, welcome back to FaceTime, guys. Time for us to go for the pros and cons of both these devices that I have together. The Snow Wolf Mini 75 watts and also the Playboy Vixen Mini, or Sub-Ohm tank or claramizer you want to call it. It comes with stock coil, and I've got the 0.5 ohm stock coil in there, firing at 36 watts. We're going to take a vape right now. Feels great in your hands, nice, small, compact, very pocket friendly, and it's a lot lighter compared to the original Snow Wolf. Something I really don't mind carrying around for work, running around and things like that, having in my pocket. Really, it's really nice, okay, in terms of the ergonomics of it, the size. Firing is great, very instant, and the fact that I've always liked the Snow Wolf, the way it fires, you know, you get a really good hit out of it, and it fires really well. Okay, simple to use settings, very simple, no fuss, no complications. You want temperature control, click click click, and it goes there. And it, you know, it's just a couple of buttons and all that, and that's it. You've seen it in the close-ups how easy it is to work it. Okay, it looks really good with the black glass and also stainless steel here. Despite the fact with all the fingerprint marks on it, it still looks really, really good. I'm gonna have another vape. Like I said, very nice. To cut a long story short, I really can't find a con to it. Even the door that is rattling, or rather the back cover, not the door, what am I saying? The back cover, a lot of complaints that it rattles. Mine's perfect, no rattling at all. And even if you do find some rattle, you can just use a very thin what do you call tape, black tape, and just stick it, tighten up the space, and it should be okay. Mine doesn't have any rattle at all, so I think they've corrected the problem. So with the Snow Wolf Mini, I'd give it 2 thumbs up. Now the Playboy Vixen Mini, the pros and the cons before the another vape. Wow, for airflow, this is absolutely fantastic for your lung inhales. Those airflow, well, the triangle theory airflow, they must be really working well. Very good. Vapor production is awesome. You've just seen. Flavor is good. Flavor from this, I would say, is up there with the, you know, the good atomizers like the Griffin, the TFV4, the Creus, and even the UL Crown as well. One of the top few. Okay, juice holes are big, so they're great for high VG juices. If you're into high VG juices, this is awesome. Okay, you're not gonna get dry hit. It's gonna soak up the cotton really well. I've not had any leaking so far. You know, from the time I filled in juice, I moved it around. So far, no issues just yet, but I'll keep you updated if there's any problems. Okay, top fill or bottom fill, your choice. Okay, take your pick. With these capabilities, that's definitely a plus point. Food grade stainless steel material, that's going to make a lot of people happy and smiley. Okay, now let's go for the cons. Major con for me, no RBA section, and maybe that's the reason why, you know, it's advertised as a claramizer instead of, you know, an RTA. But I mean, it's such a great working tank. It vapes really well, but there's no RBA section. Well, for me, I'm not a big fan of stock coil because stock coils don't come cheap and it costs a lot of money. I mean, it's not going to be a permanent thing for me. For me, I keep stock coils as an emergency. If I'm too lazy to build or something, I just pop in a stock coil and that's it. But other than that, I like to tinker around. I like to do my own builds. And a lot of us like to do our own builds and have the option of using different wires and different builds. So an RBA section would definitely go a long way. So for me, that's the biggest con. All right. The drip tip is not interchangeable with any other of your drip tips. Your 510 drip tip, you're stuck with it. So you've got one here and one spare in the box. If you break both of these, you are finito. Screwed. Okay. So you're stuck with the drip tip. And the other thing, the juice capacity. Okay, for a tank like that, looks like a standard size tank, but 2.5 ml, to me that's a bit too little. All right, so despite the fact, again, it's easy to just open up the top and refill it again. You know, I'd like a bigger juice capacity. So that's another con. Not a major con, but still a con. Okay, conclusion. If you're someone who's constantly changing tanks, or you know, you don't plan to use it for a long time, and you don't want to do your own builds and all that, that's fine. This is a really great tank. Okay, otherwise you'd really got to put a thought to those cons that I've mentioned. Okay, vape quality, really, and the build and the style and the design and, you know, the color options that you have here, that is all no problem at all. That is really good. I'm going to take another vape. It really performs like a champ. So apart from that, you see, perfect but not perfect. So what can I say? Well, if you're keen, Snow Wolf Mini, I think for Malaysians, no problem getting it here. Vape Empire has it, Vapor Hub, and a whole lot of other retail shops in Malaysia carry this. This you can get very easily. But with the Playboy Vixen Mini, I'm not too sure who is carrying it, but I do know for sure Asmodus. You can buy it direct from them, and I'll leave a couple of links in the description box in case you want to get yourself one. Alright, other than that, well, that's it for me. That's my take on the Playboy Vixen Mini and also the Snow Wolf Mini 75 watts. I'm going to take one more vape before we call it a wrap. That's one long inhale. See, like I said, the airflow here is awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching. Until I talk to you again, vape safe. Have a great day, and thank you so much. Bye for now. God bless.